Kenya's Gold. Kenya's Gold.
Here we are again. We meet on this brand new week, and we do hope that you had a fantastic weekend. Terer, what did you do over the weekend?
Nililala sana. Kusema ukweli kwa sababu nadhani unajua vungu-vungu. Vungu-vungu ni fatigue.
Oh, you're going through vungu-vungu.
Sasa ukikutwa na vungu-vungu mara nyingi unatafuta mbinu ya tuseme kutomasa.
Kutomasa is massage.
Yes, sasa kama unapatia misuli nafasi ya kupumzika, kunyosha na vile vile ule mtiririko wa damu mwilini sasa unakuwa mwepesi.
Right. So now you're feeling better. You look good.
Nashukuru sana.
Are you going to ask me what I did?
Yes, kwa sababu sasa muda mrefu lakini najua hatujakutana hapa katika kiwambo sana. Weekend ilikuwaje?
So, I went and did my hair. You can't notice? You're supposed to be the first person to notice.
Pole,
girl, you look nice.
Hivyo ndio ukweli. Mimi ni msusi pia, so lazima ningetambua. But sasa unajua, hey, you did well.
Makabure.
I love your hairstylist. Anafanya vizuri.
Well,
Hiyo style ngoja kwanza. Hiyo style inaitwaje?
Box braids.
Good.
Yeah.
Nilikuwa nadhani utakosea.
Excuse you. Do you know who you're talking to?
Hairdresser pia.
Well, after such a great weekend, we are back here, right here on your #1 agricultural program with the mission of upscaling food security in our country. Also, we are very keen on making sure that our farmers are enjoying full profitability in the space of agriculture. And most importantly, we are keen on making young people like you and us be part of the agricultural sector. And this week, our mission remains the same. Now, we do have an amazing week lined up for you, best believe, so make sure you keep it Kenya's Gold Monday to Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Once again, a very good evening, viewers. Thank you so much for joining us from whichever part of the world that you are watching us from. We do have a great show lined up for you. My name is Violetta Ngina, or the International
Farmer.
There you go.
You're doing okay. Mimi napenda sana namna sasa una lahaja na lafudhi ya kimataifa.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, accent.
Accent.
Sasa hiyo uko na lahaja.
Sasa nilikuwa tu siku 12 niko na accent na nikikaa mwezi.
Si mbaya.
Hamtasikia kitu hapa Kenya's Gold. Utakuwa na translation hapa chini.
Asante sana mtazamaji kwa kukubali kujiunga na sisi siku ya leo. Nami ni upo mzima kama ngarange za mvule tayari kusanzuka nasi kadi tufikie tamati. Kuna mengi ambayo tumekuandalia kabisa weekend, na mimi nilibumburusha na kupumzika kuondoa vungu-vungu namna nimesema, tayari sasa kusoma na sisi. Ajili kubwa ni kuhitajika siku zinazokuja. Tunakuenzi wewe kama mwanafunzi wetu bila wasiwasi, kalamu karatasi, andika, tekeleza baadaye. Hapa utakuhitajika siku zinazokuja, na tunaamini kwamba baada ya kusikiliza hayo yote kutoka kwetu utakwenda kujaribu, na ukijaribu uibuke, basi tulia sana. Kuibuka kwako kuna tufaa sisi. Jina langu ni Emmanuel Terer.
Great. Now, moving on to the agenda of the day. Every single Monday, as is the norm right here on the program, we do focus on the horticultural sector. Your fruits, your flowers, your vegetables, your medicinal and aromatic plants as well. Now, today we will be going to the United States of America to learn so much about horticulture in greenhouses. The particular state we will be in is called Vermont. Now, I'll tell you something about Vermont. They are the leading producers of maple syrup. Unajua ile mti ambao inatoa maji fulani, like it's a tree, but then ukiangalia it's removing some liquid.
Okay. Sijaona lakini.
Really? You've never seen a tree removing some thick things?
Yeah, wait.
No, brownish, like watery.
Huyo jamaa anaitwa Bello, ananikumbusha kwa Kalenjin.
Inaitwaje?
Sasa nitakueleza aje.
but tumeshikanisha chena
Nimeelewa,
sema. Yeah.
kuna lenyewe
So there's a particular tree called maple tree in Vermont, and it releases a very sugary liquid which they call the maple syrup, and that syrup is what is used to make sugar. Unaona venye sisi hapa tuko na sugar cane nini inatengeneza sukari, they use that maple syrup for sweeteners, and Vermont is the leading producer of that particular syrup.
Okay.
And also they do have a thriving cheese industry, and later on this week on Wednesday we will be showing you how they are making cheese from dairy cows. But first, twende wapi?
Twende Marekani kwa International Farming.
Let's learn more about agriculture in greenhouses. Now, we are still in Vermont state, and a lot of agriculture happens in this state. Now, dairy farming is one of the main significant agricultural activities that happens here. However, there's still a lot of horticultural activity that is practiced by farmers in this region. And right now we are in a market garden. You can see on the far end, we do have some greenhouses, and they're very beneficial, especially for farmers in this region, because they do experience extreme seasons. It can be very hot in summer, it can be very cold in winter. So we do have to find a way of making sure that agriculture still continues even in those seasons, and a greenhouse is one of those solutions. So right now we are going to be speaking to one of the farmers who works in this particular farm, and he's also going to help us understand what really is a market garden. Come, let's do this. Hi, Josh.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very good,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much for having us in your market garden.
Yes.
Why do you call it a market garden? What's a market garden?
Oh, that's a great question. And it's a little bit confusing because sometimes people actually think we sell vegetables here, which we don't. But a market garden is it's basically a term meaning that we are growing for direct sales to the consumer.
Right.
That we're like small, and it generally means we're small scale and we're diversified.
Right.
So we're like highly diverse vegetable operation, and we sell directly at the welcome center to the consumer.
Right.
As opposed to like a much bigger farm that might wholesale things and put them on trucks to supermarkets and
All right.
grocery stores. So we're not that. We're direct to the consumer.
So when you say direct to the consumers, does it mean they can come here and...
It doesn't mean they can come here. Yeah, sometimes they think they can come here,
Yeah.
but no, we're a farm and we're harvesting and we're washing, and then we're delivering the vegetables to the Welcome Center, our retail location,
Oh.
where they can buy them.
All right.
Right.
Great. Now, when did your passion for agriculture start, and do you really enjoy being out here in the farm?
I do. I started getting into farming when I was in college, which puts me around like 20 years old, so about 25 years ago. And I was studying environmental studies, so, you know, ecology and soils and forestry and wildlife. And I really just connected with agriculture. And I started working on farms after I graduated college. And I found the work really challenging and inspiring. I like to eat well, so I like to grow and be able to eat and feed myself, my family, my friends. I like the physical nature of the work, being outside and like, you know, working hard and getting sweaty and being tired at the end of the day. And I like, particularly here at Shelburne Farms, is like how we interact with the community.
Right.
That like my staff and myself, we're growing food to feed ourselves and then to feed our community. And it's really important to know where your food is coming from, who your farmer is, how they're growing it. And they're more than welcome to walk and see the vegetables that we're growing too.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Now, we know that this state and the United States in general faces very different seasons that can be very extreme. So what are those things that you do to make sure that regardless of the season you're in, you're still able to grow these vegetables that you have here?
Yeah. So we're in northern Vermont, so it gets very cold here in the winter. So you basically, it's, you know, there's a period of time like, you know, December through the middle of February where nothing grows. Everything's dormant, it's cold. And then starting in March, we're in here in the greenhouse seeding things. We're seeding onions and flowers and tomatoes so that we can grow them in this heated area until the climate warms up outside and we can plant them outside. And then we grow in all these what we call high tunnels. So that we can get things in earlier in the spring and have them later in the fall when the temperatures get colder.
Right.
And then we're also making sure that we're growing plenty of like storage vegetables that we come, you know, into, you know, late October and November, and we're harvesting lots of carrots and beets and potatoes, and that we have onions that are stored so that we can sell those year round. And then also there are a few crops that grow here in the winter pretty well because they're just so cold hardy, like lettuce and spinach and kale.
So during that very cold season, towards the end of the year, lettuce can still grow?
Yes, it can. Yeah, it's very, very minimal, but if you get your timing right, then you can be harvesting lettuce and spinach and kale even in winter. But what are those crops that completely will not grow during winter? That's most of the things we're picking now, like beans and cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers. It's just too cold. They're annuals and they love it. They might not love it quite this warm, but they love it. They love the summer weather, the long days. And we're so far north, our days get so short by starting in about, mid-November, that it's not actually the temperature that makes things so they won't grow. It's the amount of daylight. Is the number one consideration of why things don't grow. Right. So talk to us about how the greenhouses come in handy for agriculture in this region. Oh, certainly. So in this greenhouse with, and it's pretty simple technology with, a steel frame and a layer or two of plastic. And then we have a heater that we can basically create an environment where things can grow really well starting in late February, early March, which is super critical to us in a short growing season. To be able to start things in here to get them ready for the field. And then this time of year, we actually have the shade cloth on here. So we're seeding things in here still, lettuce and cucumbers that we're going to, keep planting later into the summer so that we have them available in the fall too. Right. Yeah. So you said during winter, the challenge is this minimal light. And that's why it becomes very hard for the crops to grow. Of course, they need sunlight for chlorophyll and all that. All right. Interesting. So now let's have a look at what you are propagating here because this is the first stage, I'd like to believe. Yeah. All right. So what do we have here? What are the different vegetables that you have? Sure. You're looking at cucumbers and these are, this is Adam. It's a gherkin cucumber. This is a variety called Adam. Yep. Adam gherkin, which is a small pickling cucumber. And then we have unagi, which is a very long Asian type cucumber. And then our favorite is the Katrina, which is like a really snackable slicing cucumber. So when you say likable, this is the one that's highest on demand. It is, yeah, because mostly the size is really nice. It's about the size of a hot dog, maybe a little bit fatter, and it's perfect for snacking. You don't really have to peel it because the skin is really thin and it doesn't have, it barely has any seeds. And so it's a great size and a great flavor. How old are this? We seeded these on 6/12. So that was probably about 10 days ago. Yeah. So they're growing very fast. These will be ready to transplant probably in about 2 weeks. And we're going to grow them in a high tunnel with shade cloth on them because we like to trellis them. I'll show you the cucumbers that we have right now. We actually trellis them up a string so that they're easier to pick. Good. So we are done with the cucumbers. We have something else here. I believe this is lettuce. This is lettuce, yes. Yeah, we grow lettuce. We seed lettuce every 2 weeks. Lettuce is a staple for the salads. I believe it's because a lot of you eat salads almost every other day. Every day. Salads are great for, lunches and dinners. And we have a restaurant here that, takes kind of like a boring crop like lettuce and they can make it amazing. You can add like nuts and berries and all the different vegetables that we grow and special dressings. And so having lettuce available almost year round, but certainly this time of year when we have a lot of visitors that are enjoying salads. Right. So do we also have different varieties of the lettuce? Yeah. These are all different varieties, different shape, and a little bit it's just color, just to have a little bit of diversity in the color, and leaf shape also. Some are more oak leaf, some are more rounded. What is highest on demand in the market? For lettuce? Yes. We usually just, this all gets cut together as a mix. All right. And so that's what's nice about it is that it's not like a boring, just green salad with like one type of lettuce. It's got a blend of 5 different types with slightly different flavors and different textures.
Right.
So you're getting a much more
and color too.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly.
And then we have something different here.
We have some basil that we're growing. And we do a couple successions of basil also. So we have some basil in the field that's growing.
And this?
And this right here is sweet alyssum. Sweet alyssum is basically a flower. It's kind of a spreading flower. We don't grow it for a cut flower. We grow it to attract beneficial insects. So it brings in beneficial insects, mostly insects that eat aphids, which are one of our biggest problems.
So that's an integrated pest management. So this is not being eaten. The flower is not for eating.
No.
But you'll transplant it to the farm so that it can attract insects and can eat the aphids.
Yes.
Interesting. So are you 100% organic?
We are 100% certified organic, yes.
Why is that very important for you to go organic?
It's important because, one, we're taking care of our soil. And taking care of our soil is there's just like reciprocity in it. Like if we want to be able to keep growing, this year and into the future, we need to take care of our soil. So organic really, it makes you take care of the soil. It makes it so you don't over-till it and you don't, spray herbicides on it. And the other thing is that the tools that are used in conventional farming are tools that I don't want to use. They have their place for sure. But a lot of it deals with things that are toxic.
Right.
Toxic to the soil, toxic to the bugs that are out there, whether they're the bees or the birds, and then toxic to us also.
Yes.
So if we can avoid that, we're going to try to do it. Some farmers, they can't avoid it. And it's a completely viable option for them, but we choose to
go organic.
There's probably a little bit more margin of error in organic farming if you don't really have, good soil to start with, and you're not taking care of your soil, and we are fertilizing, you're not properly fertilizing the plants and understand their nutrient needs. And if you're not, protecting them from the bugs and from the disease, then certainly your yields are going to be lower. Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot more work that you need to put in as an organic farmer.
I think there's maybe not a lot more, but there's certainly more work in terms of like understanding the nutrition that the plants need and all the factors that, affect the downside of things, whether it's pests, weeds, or disease.
Right. So what's happening on this other side?
Oh, sure.
We have different vegetables as well.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, we have our fall brassicas. That's a sprouting broccoli that we're growing.
Broccoli. This is broccoli.
Yeah, broccoli, cabbage. This is like a green cabbage.
What variety of cabbage do you grow here?
Lots of varieties. This is a Faroa, and then this is Integro. So this like a big red cabbage, a big green cabbage.
And these are cabbages as well?
And
Bishop?
Bishop is a cauliflower. So we're growing. So we got a combination of cabbages, cauliflower, and sprouting broccoli. That these will be ready to plant probably next week, and they'll hopefully be harvesting in like September.
All right. So for how long do they stay in the greenhouse before you're ready to transplant?
This time of year, like 3-4 weeks probably. My guess is that these were seeded 6-3, so they'll be ready to go probably, like I said, in about a week.
Good. So are you the one who does the work of putting one seed?
I do not do that. I used to do that.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
You have to be very precise.
Yes.
What helps you with that?
I have staff. I have wonderful staff. Right now I have 5 staff that are helping me do the seeding, do the planting, do the weeding. Today was a harvest day, so we were busy harvesting. We started really early because it got so hot.
What were you harvesting today?
Oh, we harvested lettuce and beets and carrots and lots of strawberries and onions.
Has it already gone to the market?
It has already been delivered to the market,
So you do it immediately. You don't keep it here.
Right, exactly.
All right, good. So can we go and see where the others are growing, where you've transplanted, and we can see them at maturity level, maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. All right, so what do we have growing here? Tomatoes.
These are our big tomatoes, yes.
Tomatoes are quite a very difficult crop to grow. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. They're a lot of work.
Yes.
Yes, they take a lot of work.
Yeah. So which variety are you growing here?
Oh, these are mostly big slicing varieties. they're mostly just different colors. So we have one that's called Be Orange, so that's an orange one. And then we have Yellow Boy Plus, which is a yellow tomato. And then we have Geronimo, which is a nice, big red tomato.
Right.
And then these ones that look slightly different over here, these are a paste tomato.
Oh, this is also a type of tomato?
Yeah, so this is so this one...
It looks like a bullet chili.
It is, yes, but they'll get much bigger. But this is a variety called Gilbertini, and it's very flavorful, and it doesn't have a lot of moisture.
Right.
So that so you can make really good sauce with it, and they actually serve it as an entree at the end for vegetarians.
Good. So since there are no flowers here to attract insects that can eat pests, how do you control pests in your tomato space?
Pests. Well, this is the Sweet Alyssum right here.
Oh, what is this?
So this is the plant that was in there.
That's the flower.
So yeah, so this is the flower that is attracting insects that are helping eat the aphids.
Right.
So that's one thing. We're going to get the tomato hornworm for sure.
Tell me again, what's the name of this flower?
Sweet Alyssum.
Sweet Alyssum.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's effective. You can confirm that it does attract.
Oh, yes, absolutely. No, it's great.
Yeah, because your family is also looking very healthy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So can we move to the other side? This is where your tomatoes are. Is there any particular reason why you're not growing tomatoes out there in the field?
It's just like more disease. So we get a lot of rain. Heavy rain in the summer, and those rainfalls keep the leaves wet, and that brings it, because that's the number one, there's a few pests that like tomatoes, but it's the disease.
All right.
So if we can keep it dry in here, we're not going to have the environment that disease is going to proliferate.
Great. So let's go to the farm?
Sure.
Outside?
Yeah.
Great. Tell us what you're growing here.
This is our beds, our different perennials, so that these are all plants that overwinter and grow back each year. So it's a combination of cut flowers that we grow and herbs like chives. And,
the herbs are here.
Yeah, chives right here, rhubarb, oregano, and thyme.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that skuma, kales, on that side?
What's that?
Kales. What is that? The vegetables on the end there.
The very end on this one?
Yeah.
That is lovage.
A vegetable called lovage.
Yes.
Right.
It tastes like celery.
It looks like something we call skuma wiki in our home.
Okay.
Kales. I thought it was that. All right. So now in the farm, you're using overhead irrigation. Doesn't that waste a lot of water?
It does waste a lot of water. And we're just a luxurious amount of water to use, because Lake Champlain is a 5-minute walk from here, and it is actually really full for this time of year because we've gotten so much spring rain. So using overhead irrigation is certainly more wasteful compared to drip irrigation, but we have the water to use.
You don't have a problem
and
with
it's much more effective at getting organic crops to grow, in my opinion, because you're watering the entire soil. And if there are the beneficial insects and microbes that are in the soil, they want water too. So to get the whole profile of the soil wet is really effective.
So how often do you open up the irrigation? Do you do it throughout the day, or?
Mostly just once a day.
All right. Yeah. Every single day, once a day.
If it doesn't rain, yes.
All right. Yeah. All right. And then now we can just walk through. This is the...
So we have some kale here.
This is kale?
Yes.
That's not what is there?
No.
That's lovage.
That's lovage, yeah.
So kales, we call it sukuma wiki.
Okay.
Could you say that?
Sukuma wiki.
Yes. Kales. All right.
Do you grow a lot of kale?
Oh, yeah, we do. 80% of the leafy vegetables grown in Kenya is kale.
Okay.
And it supports a lot of small-scale farmers, so it's highly consumed at home. And then this is?
Beets.
Beets.
Yes.
Okay. Here?
And then this is all lettuce.
Lettuce. Clearly, lettuce is in high demand here.
Yes, it is.
All right. And here?
And then more kale. So we do
kale.
Yes.
This is a different variety.
Yes.
All right. And then
then more beets.
More beets.
Yes.
And the far end?
This is spinach that we're all done with, because spinach likes it a bit cooler. So we don't grow spinach in the summer here, just in the spring and the fall. And then this is lettuce that we just harvested today.
All right. Good. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
For speaking to us and giving us a tour in your market garden.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Kenya's Gold.
Nina swali moja.
Yeah.
Yule bingwa ambaye umezungumza naye aka very humble.
Yes. But you know these people, they're so simple. Like, you see the way he is. Such a simple man.
Lakini hela.
Well. 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 It's doing well.
Kile ambacho kimenifurahisha sana kwa makala yako ni kwamba purely organic.
Yes, 100%. We walked through that entire farm. There was nowhere kulikuwa na chupa ya plastic mahali imeandikwa sijui what chemical, fertilizer, pesticide, nothing.
Na kule unapata pia wazungu wale wanaishi kwa miaka mingi zaidi, kupita hata miaka 100 kwenda juu.
Right.
Lakini kuna bingwa ambaye nimezungumza naye kabla nije hapa, anaitwa Ken, anasema ukipita 80 kwenda juu Kenya basi ni bahati kwa sababu ya vitu ambavyo tunavila.
Because of what we're eating. All right, that could be true. There you go. We've learned so much about horticulture, greenhouses, propagation of seeds, and also organic farming from Josh Carter, our farmer all the way in Vermont State in the United States of America. Now, you know, such features make you appreciate Kenya. We do not have such extreme weather complexities. Na kuna siku tutasema kuna winter, we can't farm. So if these people are able to be in agriculture all season, we have no excuse, right?
Alafu ufikirie pia mzungu anakwenda shambani mazee.
Yeah.
Usikwende kwa shamba kwa nini?
Tunafaa kurudi shagosi wote.
Yes.
All right, so with that we are taking our first short commercial break, but do stay with us because when we come back, we will be joined by a guest, Mr. Kennedy, and he will be talking to us a lot more on whether really here in Kenya we can go 100% organic and why it's very important to embrace greenhouses. But of course, before we take that break, kama kawaida yetu hapa Kenya's Gold, we do have to tease our farm joke of the day. It's a new week, so nimekuja na zingine moto moto.
Nimekuwa kitambo nikusikiza unamovisha shingo.
Yeah, na swali ya leo ni where is it? Oh, here. Why do beekeepers have beautiful eyes? Why do beekeepers have beautiful eyes?
Nitajaribu kufikiria.
Utajaribu. Nitasema kama Kiswahili. Kwa nini mfugaji wa nyuki ana macho mazuri?
Ama malegevu.
Ana macho malegevu. Start sending us your answers across all our social media platforms. On Instagram, we are at Kenya's Gold. Our SMS line is 22422, and our email is kenyasgold@realmedia.co.ke. See you after this break with a very interesting gold conversation.